So far, I have checked out almost every train type that's currently in service with both Sydney Trains and New South Wales Trainlink, which can be travelled on by Opal card. But there's one more main type I've been meaning to check out. Welcome on board the Waratah Series 2, also known as the B set. As you can probably guess, the B set, or Waratah Series 2, shares a lot in common with the original Waratah. But the new changes really help to freshen up a now decade-old design. If you're familiar with the original Waratah, you will notice that the interior isn't too different at a first glance. The seats, window lines, and most other fittings and fixtures are pretty similar. But, as with any upgraded model, there are a few small changes that can make a bit of a difference to your journey. Let's start with the screens. Instead of the orange signs that look similar to an external destination indicator, thanks to their large LEDs, the B sets have a yellow display which looks more like a conventional screen. They can also show more details, such as when a guard makes an announcement, which is a neat touch. Speaking of neat touches, the collage of "Sit Here" stickers covering one of the windows on B25 isn't one of them. Whilst I did have a bit of a laugh at it from behind my mask. Quite frankly, Sydney train staff have enough to deal with right now, so please don't try and recreate this during your train ride. Moving into the vestibule, you'll see the same sideways seating fitted to the ordinary Waratah, but as we pan around, you'll see a flashy screen above the stairwell, which displays customer information. And as we exit the tunnel onto the harbour bridge, let's make our way up to the top deck to enjoy the view and have a bit of a listen to this train. Back to the vestibule, apart from swapping the orange LED displays for these yellow screens, the interiors are pretty similar and really highlight that this is simply an evolution of a previous design. Still, the original Waratah remains quite fresh and modern, so I can't say that this being an evolution of it is a bad thing. The addition of display screens, moquette seats and better interior lighting on more modern trains, such as the Millennium, Oscar and Waratah range, has done a lot to make train journeys feel safer and more comfortable over the last 15 to 20 years or so. Let's take a closer look at this train's conventional display screen. As to be expected, it doesn't dominate the interior, but it does a good job of providing relevant travel info and, of course, showing this well-choreographed photo of a sneezing man. By the way, this journey on board was from early December 2021. Now that we've spent plenty of time looking around at some of the key Waratah 2 features, I'll pipe down and pipe in some Waratah 2 sound.
and light rail services.
As we pop out of the tunnel, we continue towards Central Station. By this point in time, you'll notice the empty concourse where the L1 trams usually depart from. Hopefully the tram cracking issue can be sorted soon, and we will see a return of light rail to the station concourse, and the range of transit systems and Transdev buses on L1 rail replacement returning to regular route services. One feature that is cracking and not so troublesome are the classic Sydney trains party trick, and of course, let me demonstrate it for you now.
Bankstown, Yagoona, Birrong, Sefton, Chester.
Excellent.
Leightonfield.
When it comes to styling, I know the refreshed look of the Waratah 2 didn't impress everyone, but I actually really like the look of it. The orange and black colour scheme broke away from the yellow that was popular for decades in Sydney, and the black lines around the window frames are, well, a little odd, but it does give the appearance of a floating panel, which on modern cars is all the rage, and the design really has grown on me. And it is nice to see some experimentation with vehicle design. But before I finish this review, I wanted to get some ideas for something you may remember from my Queensland Rail review series. So once I covered every type of vehicle in the train network, I did a criteria-based ranking and compared some of the features of each train type, and I thought it worked out pretty well. What I need to work out, however, is how I should do the same thing here in New South Wales. So I'm going to have a poll linked in the description, and I'll have a few options which you can choose from. It will be a big project, so any of your suggestions will be appreciated.
Next stop is St James, followed by Museum and Central. Next stop is St James.
Anyway, I think that just about does it. So I will leave you with a closing video of the departure of 2 Waratah Series 2 trains from the domestic airport to go and enjoy.
First stop International Airport, then Wallow Creek, Reevesby, Panania, East Hills, Holsworthy, Glenfield, then 3 stations to Campbelltown and then Macarthur.
So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon.
The next train to arrive on platform 1 goes to City Circle.